Imagine pulling out an old dusty coin from your drawer, wiping off the dirt, and realizing you're holding something that could be worth thousands of dollars. That tiny silver dime, dated 1942, might look ordinary, but wait till you hear what some collectors have paid for one. The 1942 Mercury Dime, one of America's most loved coins, has shocked the numismatic world with its stunning beauty, hidden errors, and jaw-dropping values. This little silver dime carries stories of World War II, patriotism, and rare mistakes from the U.S. Mint that turned ordinary coins into treasures worth more than cars. And if you're lucky enough to have one, you might be sitting on a coin worth not just a few dollars, but thousands, even tens of thousands. Let's dive deep into what makes this coin so powerful, so emotional, and so unbelievably valuable. The 1942 Mercury Dime is officially called the Winged Liberty Head Dime, designed by the legendary Adolph A. Weinman. But most people call it the Mercury Dime because the figure of Liberty, with her winged cap, resembles the Roman god Mercury. This design represents freedom of thought, a symbol of America's spirit during the war era. Each Mercury Dime contains 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams. Yet that small piece of metal holds incredible historical weight. It was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and each mint mark can make a huge difference in value. But here's where things get shocking. Some of these 1942 dimes are not just silver collectibles. They are rare errors that can make you rich. Let's start with the 1942-41 overdate error, one of the most famous mistakes in all of American coinage. During the minting process, a 1941 die was accidentally punched over with 1942. The result? A double-date error that collectors go absolutely crazy for. The overlapping numbers are visible to the naked eye, a rare eye-popping detail that turns a 10-cent coin into a treasure worth thousands. If you spot the overdate 2 overlapping the 1, congratulations, you just found one of the most valuable Mercury dimes ever struck. At auctions, a 1942-41 Mercury dime from Philadelphia in high grade can sell for $15,000 to $25,000, and sometimes even more than $40,000 if it's in mint state condition with full split bands on the torch. And the Denver version, 1942-41D. That one can reach $10,000 to $20,000 easily depending on condition. Imagine, a dime that once bought a loaf of bread could now buy you a luxury car. Even ordinary 1942 Mercury dimes without the error can still fetch strong prices. A regular 1942 coin in average condition might bring around $3 to $5, but if it's in uncirculated condition, it can go for $40 to $100 or more. And the proof versions minted in Philadelphia? Those beauties can exceed $500 to $2,000, depending on their shine and preservation. But the story doesn't stop there. Each mint mark tells its own story. 1942, Philadelphia, no mint mark. This is the most common, yet in pristine condition. Some have sold for over $1,000 when fully struck with full split bands on the torch. 1942, D, Denver Mint. Typically worth around $5 to $40, but the rare overdate 1942-41D error can easily explode past $20,000. 1942, S, San Francisco Mint. Usually worth around $3 to $60, but if you find one in gem mint state, it can command $300 to $1,500 at auctions. And here's the real shocker. One 1942 Mercury Dime graded MS-68 full bands sold for an eye-watering $120,000 at auction. Yes, one little 10-cent coin, smaller than your thumb, sold for more than a brand-new Tesla. Now, why do collectors love this coin so much? Because it's not just silver, it's art. The Mercury Dime is often called one of the most beautiful coins ever made in the United States. Liberty's face, her wings, the balance of design, it captures the hope and determination of a nation at war. And finding one today, in perfect untouched condition, is like holding a frozen moment of American history. Every nick, every shine tells a story: a soldier's pocket change, a family's savings, a coin dropped during wartime and found decades later shining in the dirt. That's why people don't just collect the 1942 Mercury Dime for money. They collect it for emotion, legacy, and the pure magic of its history. Collectors also hunt for full band, FB, designations on the reverse side, meaning the horizontal bands on the torch are fully visible and struck perfectly. That small detail can skyrocket the value of the coin. A 1942 D Mercury Dime with full bands can sell for 10x or even 50x more than a regular one. And if you're lucky enough to find one with a mirror-like surface or rainbow toning, you might just have a one-of-a-kind masterpiece worth thousands of dollars. Even circulated Mercury dimes are worth more than their face value because of their silver content. With silver prices constantly rising, each 1942 Mercury dime holds a melt value of around $2 to $3, and that's just for the metal alone. But the numismatic value, the collector's demand, is where the real gold lies. Some lucky people have even discovered 1942-41 overdate dimes in junk silver bags or old family collections without realizing their hidden fortune. Imagine the shock, finding a tiny coin in your house that could pay for your next vacation or even part of a car. So if you have a 1942 Mercury dime at home, grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the date. If that 2 looks strange or overlaps a faint 1, don't ignore it. You might just be holding a $20,000 to $40,000 coin. Collectors, investors, and coin lovers from all over the world are always searching for these rare examples, and every year, their prices rise higher. The 1942 Mercury dime is a timeless masterpiece, and its beauty and rarity ensure it will never lose its shine. Now here's the big takeaway: never underestimate small things. Sometimes the tiniest details hold the greatest value. A 10-cent coin from 1942 might just be your hidden treasure, waiting quietly for someone to recognize its true worth. So, go check your old coin jars, those forgotten drawers, and dusty family albums. Because who knows, the next shocking discovery might be in your own home, sitting silently in plain sight.